Hello, how is everyone today? I know it's like 5 minutes late. Charm Tiger already calling me out. I started the stream itself a little late as well. Just a little behind this morning, I suppose. But I'm excited for all the stuff we have to get to today. And you may notice that I'm so 4 minutes. It's terrible. I'm sorry. I was cracking up about that myself because this is just where I always put my mic is a little to my right and right around this level, and it was right on his face, and I was like, okay, I guess that's what it's gonna be today. The youth worship explosion. What is your announcement? Are you a reformed a troll? Are you gonna stop with that? I don't think that's it. I think you have something else to say. July absence is going to be hard for me. Are you nominating someone to troll in your place for the month? Oh, this is good. You're seeking a designation. Oh, jeez. That's good. That's good. Y'all may have noticed that the pinned comment is not too long. I don't know how many are in there, but the list under the video and the list that is on Patreon and Discord is quite a bit longer. We're going to get to as many as we can, and many of these tracks are in the 2 to 3 minute range, so I think we're going to get more than our typical 10 to 11 tracks done. I'm really hoping we can make it through 15 or so, because we have Refused and Coheed and Cambria, and there's some really good stuff that, random selection got put towards the bottom of the list. So I want to get into this. Let's start. Let's see where this journey takes us. I don't want to waste any time today. There can be only one. The collective option wasn't good enough for you? Song list below seems to be from last. I just updated it. This is one of the reasons I was behind. You might have to refresh the page. Yep, that's it. I'm checking right now and it looks good on my side, but I did edit it after I went live, so y'all may have loaded up the old text box. Apparently that does not update in real time. All right. I think we are good to go. We are going to start off with Inky's request first from the June picks. We have McKinley Dixon here with the track Listen Gentle. There is no context on this. In fact, most of the stuff today will not have context at all. I did see that this was a 2025 track, though, so I don't know, if I enjoy this, I might want to dig into it as well, as Leon's mentioning. Let's dive into this. See what McKinley Dixon is bringing to the table. I just realized that the youth worship explosion has a trolling Highlander thing going on over there.
Never fear, let me pull a quarter from behind your ear. If I show you
Excellent
how to do
production
it,
on the intro.
right, you can use these tricks to help your ass take flight. Wow, I guess I never knew how, but it really comes alive when you say it out aloud. Take these pennies from my thoughts, turn it to 100,000, but I can't control the fire. Everybody get down. I believe him as brilliant as I am stupid. I'll show you a boy with wings who love shooting like he is stupid. We shouldn't have. Running in the dark, I love the movement, but I came back home too late, so I played and watched a movie. A grown man in his former self-dancing kitchen, one suited the other, wondering when the former went missing. Now both sitting on the floor on his back, gripping, saying sorry, losing twinkle, and I wasn't my decision. I learned how to call the dead from the reverend in the south. Made me realize that it's really hot in heaven. I'm sure every nigga in this room can attest. I'm fickle with the way that I expel pain from my chest. Look at hands, wonder why it ain't working. Trying my best near the concrete. It's the magic move when you
The
left.
rhythmic flow
Tears
between the
return
vocals
emotion
and
to my
drums
face. Not gonna
is
lie, I
really
don't think I
good.
could say it should have been me up in his place. He said, baby boy, just come in, never fear. Let me pull a quarter from behind your ear. If I show you how to do it and you
piano
get the
puts
magic
way
right,
out
you
to
can
the
use these
side.
tricks to help your ass take flight. Wow, I guess I never knew how, but it really comes alive when you say it out aloud. Take these pennies from my thoughts, turn it to 100,000, but I can't control the fire, everybody get down. I tuck my chain into my shirt, you niggas never finna catch me. Cause he juking and jiving, don't mean that little boy is happy. Fell in love with exactly what's gonna keep him caged. The president's with the promise that he's gonna be saved. To resurrect a few homies who wouldn't know who he was. Though he made a career off them ones, showing him love is tragic. Trying to keep my kindness in my steps with lightning in my eyes. Gramps ain't got much thunder in him left. Reminiscing on the days you put your knuckles towards cleft. Then we laughed so hard, hands on the knees that we wept. Those the memories I try to preserve. And because that's what I think that child deserves. Ring for hand, traced along the ridges of earth. I watch closely, lucky seeing her magic work. I found the answer to be so damn contrived. I kill myself to bring you back. How's that magic alive?
Yeah, dude, this is like Baroque pop with rapping thrown on top of it, and I can really get behind that. Yeah, you notice that too on the rundown on the brass? That was an interesting choice. Nice coloring.
He said, baby boy, just come in, never
The
fear. Let me
rhythmic
pull a
flute.
quarter from behind your ear. If I show you how to do it and you get the magic right, you can use these tricks to help your ass take flight. Wow, I guess I never knew how, but it really comes alive when you
Yeah,
say
I'm
it
gonna
out
have to
aloud. Take
explore
these
this.
pennies from my thoughts, turn it to 100,000, but I can't control the fire, everybody get, yeah. He said, baby boy, just come in, never fear. Let me pull a quarter from behind your ear. If I show you how to do it and you get the magic right, you can use these tricks to help your ass take. Yeah. Wow, I guess I never knew how, but it really comes alive when you say it out aloud. Take these pennies from my thoughts, turn it to 100,000, but I can't control the fire, everybody get. Everybody get down. Everybody get.
The little twinkling in the back is a nice touch. Yeah. Yeah, I'll be exploring that, I think. Especially a new release. I'm going to have to get that done because there's a good chance if the rest of the album's like this, it's going to end up on my AOTY list. Yes, this is from the June picks. This is the last one from June picks. He posted his previous albums before, really love his stuff. I think I vaguely recognize the name, but I don't think I've heard anything like this before. So I must have missed those. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that goes on in the Discord. It's possible. I'm on board for this though. The instrumentation is fantastic. I love the Baroque pop sound in general. It's a very modern, mainstream element of classical writing. It reminds me a lot of like smooth jazz being the more palatable version of jazz. That's kind of where this sits. It definitely has classical leanings, but it's a bit easier to digest. But it still has a lot of the elements I love. There's call and response, there's counterpoint, there's great dynamics, there's all of the interlocking parts, all the rhythmic devices going on here, and none of it really gets in the way of the rapping. I mean, that takes up a lot of room rhythmically, and it still has plenty of space for that. It usually leans more towards a jazzy sound. That's interesting. Yeah, I'm gonna have to What? Yeah, I'm definitely gonna have to listen to that though. There's some variety, but he mainly does jazz rap. I mean, I'm down for that too. So, yeah, that's I'm very interested in this. It's very tasteful. It has room for everything. It is very flourishy, but not over the top. And the thing is, too, a bit like Synops was saying, it's the technical intricacies of rap that I enjoy, but without the more minimalistic, simplistic elements that hip hop typically employs, and that definitely grabs me. I can certainly see why people would gravitate towards more traditional hip hop, but this, I think, is where my biases and my musical tastes overlap with the hip hop style. Yeah, the mix was great too. I mentioned that right at the beginning. There was, even before the vocals came in, just fantastic production, placement of sounds, shaping of sounds, tone quality. I mean, everything was just excellent. This track, I mean, yeah, this track just hit on everything. I don't think I have a single complaint about it. It even had an instrumental section, which is wild. A little bit of dissonance to spice things up. I mean, this was good. This is a strong way to start the day. Sets a very high bar. Next up, we have somehow. What in the world? Once I knew there was going to be some problems here. I knew it. All right, what's going on here? The title of this song, I really hope this isn't an issue all day long. Mischievous of Alice. There we go. We do have some really popular names within the community, though, to kick today's video game stuff off. And we have Yousei Teikoku here, but then we have Bear McCreary next up, featuring Eivør. So that'll be interesting. Other than that, I don't know that y'all are going to know many of the composers. But like I said, by the end of the day, if we get there, we're going to have Refused and Coheed. And that's going to be wild. There's a lot of crossover here that I wasn't expecting. Also, Yousei Teikoku making a song for I'm going to assume Japanese only PSP game, it just feels very on brand. It's that's wild. All right. I don't think we have context on this. Got to. Yeah, so we have on that one, that one, that one. Okay. What if the non-game track turns out to be the best of the stream? Jeez. That would be pretty funny, though. But like I said, it sets a very high bar. So, let's push forward, see what else we have. Yousei Teikoku's Mischievous Alice from the Queen's Gate Spiral Chaos game. That is a lot of words. Nice use of the violin on the outskirts. Great bass. Very catchy melodies. Do you watch Alice in Borderlands, Mark? I gave it a couple of episodes and it kind of bounced off of me, but maybe it got better. A good show, but annoying at times. That's not promising. Oh, the offbeat hi-hat pushing this song forward. Just ends. Okay. That is a lot of momentum to just stop. Yeah, dude, I dug that. I don't know that. I mean, see, well, that's what I was kind of asking, right? A lot of the time when we get video game requests, I usually have a pretty good, sometimes vague vision of what the song is encompassing, like characterization of someone, or maybe where the theme takes place. If it's like a town theme or like an world theme or something like that. But this is just Yousei Teikoku. This is a pretty straightforward symphonic metal track. And so I don't really get any like, what's that word? Narrative elements out of it. Yeah, it's just a song. It's a great song too. I quite enjoyed my time with it. Like I said, the drum work was good. The bass work was good. I liked the use of the violin. It wasn't just chordal based. It has a great melody. You know, it was a good hook, but it was just them. And so, you know, if you grilled me on this, hey, you know, what part of the game would this be on? What is this telling you about the game? I can't tell you anything about that. So I'm really curious where it's used. I could probably see this as maybe a sort of, you know, combat music. I think it has good energy for that, but it would probably be a non-lyric version for that. So you were not expecting a generic song? And see, there's that too, language barrier. Use in an opening. Oh, I could see that too. Yeah. Opening cinematic for a game. Yeah. But I think this is one of those cases where, like, it's kind of awkward to use a band that exists for something like this, for video game soundtrack music, unless they're going to be working outside of their norm. But I think generally it doesn't work unless like you hire the band specifically for their sound because you want to incorporate that into the game world somehow. But we're kind of like veering way off topic. Was the song good? Was there interesting things to it? Yeah, 100%. Like I said, the bass sounds great. I do like the guitar work on this too. They're pushed out to the sides. They run alongside what the violin is doing, but a different version of it. And all of that supports the vocals. That worked specifically in the verse. The chorus was a bit more chord-based stuff, but had a lot of energy due to the vocal hook. It's good. I'd listen to it. I don't know if it blew me away. I mean, it sounds like Yousei Teikoku. There's nothing, I guess, special about this track, but it does work. The game characters all have outfit. Two very good songs to start off the day. I agree. And now we're gonna have Bear McCreary. So I assume this is gonna be pretty good too. I kind of hold him in pretty high regard. And like I said, we have Eivør on vocals. So that's pretty cool. Did that not take? This is the title track to God of War Ragnarök. Peace requested it, saying that Bear McCreary hit it out of the park with his work for God of War. I don't know if Bear did the God of War 2018 soundtrack too. I don't know. I don't even know why I brought that up. Maybe because I haven't played Ragnarök, but I did play the 2018 one. Let's dive into this. See what's going on with God of War. Okay. Dude, this is going everywhere. Wow. 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 Okay. That's dude, I have tingles on my right arm. They're not like visible goosebumps. It's not pure frisson, but I don't get that. Those last few notes, just perfection. Golly. Yeah, dude, Mark, I am envious of that. Like that is the reaction corner like need. You have to show people you are physically like moved by the music, and it's always like, dude, look at the goosebumps, and I'm just like, I can't do that. The music doesn't hit me that way. Geez. Yeah, right? I don't get it, and I just got like a part of it. That was awesome. I wish that happened more often. That was very cool. Just like a physical, visceral reaction to amazing music. Bear knocked it out of the park, 100%. That was just phenomenal. And the thing is, too, is like I've kind of known Bear for his more minimalistic side of things. I think he does a fantastic job at crafting atmosphere and emotion out of the least necessary parts as possible. I mean, if you go back and listen to his work on the Battlestar Galactica reboot from like the late 2000s, early 2010s, I don't remember when that show came out. But much more on the minimal side. And I've kind of always associated him with that. And it's very cool to hear him go for something a bit more over the top, bombastic, large. When you turn off the analysis, you may get it, but you have to open yourself up to it. I mean, I listen to a lot of music casually too. It's just, it never happens. Oh, it was mid 2000s. Oh, even earlier than I thought. But this is just, it's fantastic to see him take on something larger in scope. And the thing is, though, is that he hasn't lost any of what I think really makes him a strong composer, which is this ability to really focus on emotion, on atmosphere. There are moving melodies in here. There's lines that take us throughout these sections, but to me, it sort of sits in that post-rock realm of just crafting an atmosphere and finding ways to make it interesting from moment to moment. You used to get Frisian all the time, but now not much at all. I wonder if there's a way to train the body to go back to doing that. I don't know if it's something we have any control over. That would be pretty cool, though. But we start the song off a bit more minimal, and that's really where I thought we were going to keep it. Brooding, epic, but light. It just continues to add more and more. The brass come in, the rest of the choir comes in. We have these big explosive moments. We bring that energy down. We put a nice melody on top of it. We raise it back up. And the final menacing moments of the track just felt so good after this entire journey. It wasn't just that those moments were epic, which they were, but it was getting there that made them have that impact. So good. And see, now I am curious. I'm going to have to look this up later. If Bear did the soundtrack to the other God of War title. Because if so, I got to go listen to that. I don't really remember too much of the music from that game, but the story hit. So, I don't know, it might be worth replaying too. Takes a particular sort of sound and probably different to everyone. And some people seem to be more open to it as well. Everything just sounds awesome to them. I kind of miss that. Unexpected turns in music. I will say the ending was very unexpected for me. 100%. The right dose of acid could probably do that. Oh, that's good. Like yeah, dude, the entire like final four chords were very unexpected for me. And the thing is too, what I thought worked really well is we brought it back to the beginning of the track. But I think what really made it have impact and why it hit me was the space. To hit the chord and then just nothing. And then hit the next chord and then nothing. And just to, again, it feels very menacing. The beginning was just brooding. It was large. It was epic. There's danger. It's ominous. But this is menace. You don't hear that in music too often. And just a perfect encapsulation here where I wasn't expecting it. Oh, that's, yeah. Coming from the idea of unexpectedness. The more exposure you have to more musics too, that's the thing. You know, if you listen to just mainstream pop for 30 years of your life, there's still a lot of room to be, to hit unexpected styles and sounds. But if you jump around from all sorts of genres, you're getting a little dose of everything. You're going to run out of new experiences quicker. Yep, prog will do it too. Dose bumps. Geez. What came out this Friday that had you interested or had you excited or getting frisson? It's got to be a better way to say that. Frisson is just, it's not a term that rolls off the tongue very well. We got some Metal Gear Rising Revengeance here. Kit Walters, Noise Trail Immersion. I haven't checked out the new releases yet. That's on my to-do list for today, but I'll be paying attention to that, see if that hits. The battle songs Metal Gear Rising are made to be seamlessly looped during the different phases to its battle from intro, middle to end. Oh, that's cool. So they have like multiple layers and they can just like sneak, fade a layer in as you move to the next phase or something like that. I mean, I knew the Rising Revengeance memes are going to get talked about. Y'all, there's just no way it wasn't. I can feel my hairs rising all the way up to the stars. Geez, I wonder how that would hit me. We listen to some more psychedelic music, and those comments always come up. This music's best enjoyed while under the influence. I'm like, would I enjoy it more? I don't know. I have zero experience with that. I could have a really bad trip and ruin the music. Who knows? All right. The vocals kick in the last phase. All right, cool. Yeah, I love adaptive soundtrack writing like this. So I'm all over this. We got a Kit Walters here, The Stains of Time. Let's dive into this. See what Kit is bringing to the table. Have a good trip and ruin all. That's very true too. Straight edge reactions. I like it. Hey Marilyn, glad to have you. Dude, this is straight up metalcore. When did this come out? $2013. Yeah, dude, did this predate the electronic metalcore stuff that's very popular now? Oh, that's good. The glitch elements behind the solo is an interesting touch. Also, some of those runs in particular remind me of Dragon Force. Is it over? Wow, that was short. Shading. Come on. Geez. Dude, that feels like what Bring Me the Horizon would end up doing 10 years later. Maybe a little less than that. But still, this feels very ahead of its time. The glitched out, electronic focused metalcore playing with I guess the vocals are kind of more nu metal, particularly looking at the melody of them. But, this feels very ahead of its time. But it also feels accurate, too. This game is about playing a cyborg, half human, half robot, and bringing, well, it's also like high energy, high octane all the time. So metal is a perfect choice. And then incorporating the electronic glitch elements alongside it and making them work seamlessly is just a really cool thematic decision to go with the idea here of being a cyborg. The whole soundtrack is in this general style, and there are different vocalists for each track. Dude, that's interesting too. This has always been on my radar since I played the demo all those years back, and I saw that slicing technology that Platinum made. Plus, I mean, it's a Platinum game, so that's already going to be excellent. But I never ever got around to actually playing it. That's my whole life, man. I have a list of albums and films and games that all sound and look interesting and catch my attention, and I have access to them, and I just haven't gotten around to it yet. It almost sounds like I do nothing. After the reactions are over, I just power down, and then I power back up to record more reactions the next day. I don't understand how I can be so behind on everything for years now. Oh, I fade out. Good catch. I wish I had caught on to that. That would have been a good one. I mean, it is a good one. You mentioned, I would have liked to mention it, is what I'm saying here. I'm a fade out hypocrite. I'm going to make a whole album just of fade outs. Just so y'all can hold that over my head every time I talk bad about them. Last couple of years, started watching a ton of movies, and now it's just music and games. The thing is, though, you start to work on another list. That movie list is going to build back up. There's just so much all media coming out all the time, which is a good problem to have, but it's still a problem. Currently trying to work down the lists. You don't watch movies, so it's just albums and games. I mean, I think that's how you really need to do it. It's just like focus on one thing and then just be a casual tourist into other forms of media. Because if you try to keep up with books and games and music and films and TV, and it's just too much. Yeah. I mean, even if like for me, I started reading the Expanse novels last year before, and I got through 4 of the main novels and like 4 or 5 of the novellas, and it just took up so much time, and I shifted focus to something else, and now it's like it's been like 8-9 months I haven't read a single book, and the book list keeps getting longer too. You just don't keep up to date with everything, so you don't know what you're missing. That's one way to do it. That definitely works. But yeah, coming back to this, I don't have much more to add to it. It's just high energy, high octane, and very ahead of its time while being very thematically accurate too. So yeah, I'm gonna have to maybe check that one out too. Just kind of because the different vocalist thing is definitely catching my attention on it. Reading is at the beach, you devour books there, but can't focus when at home. Dude, that's interesting. That's interesting. I wonder if like segmenting my life like that would work better. Because as it stands, I get done with work, and then I'm like, okay, what do I do next? I got projects, I got media that I want to watch or read or whatever. I got family stuff, and I'm like, okay, so I start to like work around there, but it's very open. I can do anything, and I can get locked into these decisions where 1 month I'm just really focused on music or something like that. But if you read in phases. Yeah, I'm kind of that same way. You just start devouring stuff, and then it gets put on the back burner for other stuff. But if I segment it out, kind of keep things even, I wonder if that would be better. It would be more organized. Maybe that's worthwhile too. We have our first of 2 League of Legends ones today that I'm pretty sure we'll get through. The next one's Yeah, the next one's 3 away, so we'll definitely get to that one. This is a champion theme for the character Viego. Too bright to read at the beach. I mean, maybe that's why. I mean, I read digitally though. I have a tablet that I read books on. You rent them from digital libraries, and that tends to work for me. It's not super bright, but I think it's bright enough usually. Hard to stop the shower water getting on the keyboards. Oh, I see. That's good. Oh, The Hobbit is next. Dude, that's cool. Create different personas with different interests and switch between them like styles in DMC4. Yeah, okay. That actually sounds really useful though. Like exceptionally useful to compartmentalize interests like that. I'll agree with that, especially down here in Florida. It's too hot to be at the beach. The brightness isn't the issue, but the sun, which is still part of the brightness, is definitely the problem. All right, this one comes from Riot's music team, which I mean, I guess it makes sense. Riot does a lot of stuff in-house, but I never thought that they would just have their own music team, so that's kind of cool. Comes from Pliny. Oh, wait, how did I get that mixed up? Well, dang, I think I really botched this whole thing here. Well, we'll dive into this. We'll get context for it in a second. Sun is the enemy. The sun can be very antagonistic. That is for sure. All right, let's kick it. Ooh, not what I was expecting. Pliny says that the League of Legends has some secretly good champion themes, going to pick their favorite, Viego the Ruined King. Oh, I had them backwards. That's what happens. Lots of ominous elements here, but not like in a terrifying way, but inquisitive. Something hidden. Those road bits of tension are really well done too. Ominous in a sad way, that's a good way to put it. That one, it surprised me, Mark. I don't think I've heard music from that, but Blizzard has consistently put good music in their games. If that's the backstory, that is incredibly tragic and very fitting of this emotion here. really like this music video too. Using concept art alongside the soundtrack it's a very efficient way to make the music video, but also a nice little behind the scenes sneak peek for fans. Oh, dude, it also feels very majestic, though. Tragically majestic. And there's the melancholy coming in strong on the strings. And the horns, yep. Also one of the first times we've heard drums on the track. Yeah, dude, wonderful choice. This has just been a fantastic day for songs. Incredibly evocative in its storytelling. Dreary, melancholic throughout, but like I said, it's the journey too. We start off incredibly ominous, and that power builds over time, a couple of highs and lows, but we end in a massive spot. It feels imposing. It feels like all of this, all of the more melancholic aspects have turned physical, maybe even a bit, I don't know, angry there at the end, a sort of rage. This is just, and the thing is, it's the flourish, it's the production, it's all of it. It's the little pieces that make this seem so effortless too. Bringing themes back at the end of the track, but larger, recontextualizing them from earlier. It's just a lot of little ideas that are absolutely phenomenal that come together to tell this story. I really wish I liked League of Legends. That's the thing, especially with signups earlier saying that this sounds like a game that they'd like to play. Nobody likes to play League of Legends. You can enjoy their music from a distance. The thing is, though, it's not just their music, though. I like their character design. I like their character backstory. I like the world lore. I like everything about it. I just wish they made story-based games. I know that we had one for Echo, and I think there was another cuter one for like one of the animal characters or something. But aside from that, everything's still, and everything's been very yeah, there's been a couple, but they're okay. Yeah, dude, Arcane. Absolutely love that show. I want more of that. And I'm like, well, the only way I can get that is to play League, and I'm not doing that. I already lost, 10 years of my life playing that game in college, so. And not that I played it for 10 years. Like, I shaved my life expectancy off with the stupid stress of that dang game, man. Keeping up with metas and dealing with teammates. Oh, man. There's an RPG about this character called the Ruined King. Oh. ARAM is what I used to play in Dota, back when it was a Warcraft 3 mod. I never got into it in League for some reason. The Ruined King. Total Annihilation? I think we did a reaction to one of that, didn't we? Okay, this yeah, dude, this looks neat. Has a couple of big name characters in it too. We got at least Scarlet I recognize, and the nine-tailed fox character. I don't recognize anyone else in the screenshots. Yeah, dude, I did not know that this existed. Youngest son was pretty successful at League in his teens. That's the closest I got to game. Yeah, dude, I remember vaguely parts of it. Maybe I'm misremembering it too. But I remember playing some Total, and I think I played. Oh, dang! I played a lot of RTSs when I was younger. Funny, you would think that as I aged, I would get more towards the strategy side of things, but I've actually moved away from it. Mage Seeker? I don't think I remember that one. Why do did I just like completely blank out on some of this? I'm pretty sure I looked into all the League games when Arcane Season 1 came out. Nothing like spending 1,000 hours in a game and regretting every second. It could never be me. Nope. That's definitely not my relationship with League. Oh, they were re-released after Arcane Season 1 too. Alright, I'm just gonna have to look into both of those. I know Steam sale is already going on, but I'm not looking to spend any money on games right now. Success is 1% hard work and 99% father's genes. Take pride in that, pair. Yeah, both of them are 75% off right now on Steam for the summer sale. Is that Rainbow Six Siege? Yep, I know that feeling. I don't think I've hit 2,000 on anything, but I know that feeling. Next up, we got some Death Stranding. Ludvig Forssell and Jenny Plate with BB's theme. This one came at us from Kristofer, said that the music is underrated in Death Stranding. I actually just installed this yesterday, day before. It is what I'm planning to play in my spare time next. My friend, who's been raving endlessly about this game, pre-ordered Death Stranding 2 and has been playing it since release and just cannot stop gushing about it. So I figured it was time I gave it a shot. 7,000 in Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. I knew you played Half-Life 2 Deathmatch. I didn't think I knew it was 7,000 hours though. That's a little bit of dedication. The most I think I've ever put in is like 1,300 in Rocket League, and then probably, I mean, I've been playing Counter-Strike's various versions since I was 9, so I mean, there's thousands of hours between Classic and 1.6 and Source and Global Offensive, and now 2. And another 3,000 in Quake. Jeez. Dude, that brings me back to my Unreal Tournament days. I wonder how many hours I put into that back in high school. He spends half his life playing. That's funny. Clash of Clans and Clash Royale. I've thought about playing some of those little incremental phone games, 10 minutes a day or something. And then, after a year, you've amassed all this power and stuff. I don't know. I get worried I'll get sucked into it. Don't start playing. That's fair. All right, let's get some Death Stranding going.
See the sunset.
Agreed, don't start.
The day is ending. Let that yawn out. There's no
That's cool to hear though, Pear. I know video games get a bad rap, but it's still, especially playing at the top of league, it's a skill. And it's good. Yeah, even pulling out the low end here so it isn't quite as heavy and has a lighter feel to it, which pairs well with the optimism. Wait, is BB the baby? But like a real baby or the baby in the jar capsule? I'll figure it out, man. Like I said, I just installed this. This is on my very short list to dive into. Would have been better for Beautiful Week than much of what won. It was very interesting listening to the justifications for why people chose those songs in the comments, and I can totally see from their perspective how the song was beautiful, and a lot of it comes down to context. But yeah, I found there's a lot more tension than I expected that week. Yeah, you do carry around the baby, but I don't. It's in a capsule of like goo, and I don't get it yet. I don't know much about the game. Just some of the imagery of it. People simply find your confusion beautiful. Well, touche. We can go with that. This is another song, though, just absolutely gorgeous, great use of instrumentation, very cool combination of acoustic and electric. The synth work on that was exceptionally tasteful and minimal, but always elevated a section. I like the narrative movement between it too, as it started out rather somber, a little bit of pensiveness, and then we had that more optimistic, warm section in the middle, and then we remove the low end and just go for pure brightness to wrap the song up before bringing back the big drums, which feel more triumphant here rather than foreboding like they were at the beginning. Just a really great narrative alongside that entire track. Very cool stuff, and now I'm very excited to get into this game. Not that I wasn't excited already. I've been excited for years. But, yeah. I have been told, though, that this game is going to make me cry a lot. After Death Stranding came out, it was bashed for being a walking simulator. I'm glad it was reevaluated with time. Yeah, 100%. I mean, and you do a lot of walking in it, too, but I guess there's other stuff. Again, I don't know anything about what I'm getting into here, other than that it's a Kojima story, so there's going to be a lot of weirdness to it. But I'm on board for weirdness, honestly. We have Silent Hill 2 coming up with the theme of Laura, written by Akira Yamaoka. This is another game that I've never played. Although, unfortunately, I know everything about. So, maybe I'll never play it. The twist has already been ruined for me. The whole Silent Hill 2 soundtrack's really good. Gotta be better than Eve. What was Eve? Unless you're talking about, like, the sci-fi MMO Eve, I could see that being a waste of time depending on what you're trying to get into. All right, let's kick it. Yep, Eve Online. I love reading stories about the political intrigue of Eve, though. I remember reading once there was like a 3-year espionage task where somebody infiltrated a rival clan and destroyed it from the inside out. But I will never play that game. Yeah, this is, I was expecting moody horror style music. And this is very much not that. I really like the reverb guitar alongside the violin. That's a very cool combo. Oh, not even a really big drop, just a general release of tension. What kind of music did they choose for that one? This is very calming and relaxing though. There's a little bit of tension in it, but it's generally, I wouldn't call it feel good, but comfortable maybe? Oh, there's a version with lyrics? That's interesting. Oh, you're saying it feels like, yeah. The thing is, though, is like I can hear so many 90s pop rock sounds with a very similar chord progression and general like production on the guitar work. I can hear lyrics in this. It just, my brain just filled them in automatically as if I had heard the song before. I totally get that vibe. All right, Pear, just drive safe. Don't need any accidents because of the stream. I enjoyed that though. It's definitely very nostalgic sounds. Like I mentioned, I really like the violin and the guitar there. It's a very chill, relaxed sound though. And the thing is, I think more than anything, it's very comfortable. I'm going to assume that most of the other tracks in this game are tense, anxious. I mean, it's a PlayStation 1 era horror game where you don't have any weapons. You're constantly underpowered compared to your adversaries. And you get scared and you run away from stuff. Like, I can't imagine this song appearing in what I imagine Silent Hill 2 to be gameplay wise. Don't do the acid experiment while driving. Words of wisdom from Leon. Grim Fandango. I don't think I've heard. Well, I've heard a song from Grim Fandango's thing, but aren't they a bit jazzier? Isn't that soundtrack a bit jazzier? Oh, jazzy's loungier, I think. I'm picturing like a 50s noir vibe on it, but again, I might be very wrong. But if it is like this, that would be interesting too. But this is a song that I think works really well in the concept of a game as background music or something. Because it doesn't really stand on its own for maybe it's because it got looped a little there too, but it definitely feels like something that, I don't know, it overstayed its welcome a little bit. It's interesting that you describe Grim Fandango as a PS1 game, because I think it did release on PS1, but to me that's a PC game, and the graphics are way better than I think the PS. Well, at least the graphics I remember, because I never played a PS1 version of it. But they're just a lot better than the PlayStation could have handled. It's always interesting to kind of see where people, were introduced to things, particularly games, because there's so many different versions of them, especially in the past. I mean, nowadays ports are the same, but yeah. But back then, ports could be wildly different. Those were Wild West days of video games. All right. We are like 7 tracks away from the Cyberpunk song, which features the band Refused. I really want to get to that, but I don't know that we're going to do it. So I'm just going to throw this out there right here. I highly urge anyone to look at the rest of the list, and even more so to go to, it's not public facing. Maybe I'll just make a public list of it, of all the songs that were requested for today, and go check out any that sound interesting. We also have a Coheed and Cambria song on a Batman game, so that's another one I don't think we're getting to today, but I'm kind of intrigued about. This is a song I am aware of, though. I thought it was older, though. Maybe I just remember KDA being older. This says it's only 6 years ago, but I'm pretty sure I heard this song before that. But it might have just been a different KDA song. This is Korean pop music. I don't remember who made it. I don't know if KDA is a branch of Riot Games Studio, Riot's music division, or if these are like legit producers in the K-pop scene, but they use the models of the video game characters to make the music video. This started KDA. So KDA started in 2018. Just keep streaming till the end. I may push this over, and we'll probably do like a 2.5 hour stream, but I still don't think we're going to get to Cyberpunk. Okay. I don't know why I thought KDA was older than that then. But yeah, let's dive into this. I hope y'all are ready for for pop music. Dude, it is very catchy. Very warm pre-chorus here. It's gonna open up for the drop. Really nice bouncing between higher and lower pitches too. 5 songs per hour. I think we have done 5 so far. I need to ramp it up a little. Yeah, dude. If you like this, you'll probably like most KDA tracks. Oh, that's not bad for 80 minutes. It's a little ahead of my usual schedule, but they have been shorter songs, so that helps. I just saw we're going to Might and Magic next. That's going to be a little different, I bet. No need, yeah, I was going to say, no need to be ashamed. I mean, it's catchy pop, man. Fantastic production. Multiple vocalists, so you're going to get the timbre diversity. You're going to have the delivery diversity, as we had that hip hop section in the second verse. Just really great movement throughout. Even the verse is catchy, and I think that is one of the cornerstones of, for me, really good pop. Is not just when your chorus is catchy, which this one absolutely is, but when your verse has a hook to it too. That first verse is very strong. So, I mean, it's solid writing, it's solid production. The music video, lots of work even went into that. So, I mean, is it advertisement? 100%. They are hoping that, that you enjoy the music enough to look into, oh, what's KDA? Oh, that's League of Legends. That's the video game. I get that. But it's also just really good music too. Great bounce. Yeah. I think a lot of that has to do, it's not just a fun song. The bounce, I think a lot of that has to do with the shaping of tones too. There's a lot of really tightly like started and stopped sounds in here. There's not a lot of reverb at all, and it creates a lot of space that feels like the weightlessness at the top of a curve constantly. It's just really great. Speed run it to get to. Refused. Jeez. Great professionally produced music. 100%. Confused about the Lambo? You're telling me they don't have Lamborghinis in the fantasy world of League of Legends? But yeah, I wouldn't say I'm the biggest fan of KDA, but for a while there, I was definitely checking out their singles as they were coming up. I don't know that they ever released an album. Like I said, I think it's always just been promotional material for the game. But I don't think there's a song that I listened to that I was like, that wasn't that great. Like, it's just consistent, fantastic stuff. Maybe the real refused Russ who were refused the Cyberpunk song. Jeez. But yeah, like I said, if you enjoyed that, go check out more from them. You'll probably enjoy those as well. And honestly, just go check out K-pop in general. If you want Rex, I know the people over at K-Pop Crash Course. You could also just go over to K-Pop Crash Course. They're a K-pop reaction channel. But you probably enjoy it. A lot of what I hear here is what I hear in a lot of K-pop. They're not from the main league universe, so the Lambo is canon. Dude, why do you know this? But also, that is phenomenal. I didn't know League had multiple universes like that. I mean, like solidified. Because, you know, Arcane dances with multiversal stuff. But all right, we're going to move into a little bit of a different direction here. Might and Magic 7. This is a Warriors and Wizards high fantasy stuff. They have one universe about space pirates. Games from 1998. This plays when traveling the land surrounding the dwarven capital city that has been overrun by the undead. Dude, that's just a cool premise to begin with. Oh, I had never thought about that. I always thought it was just the play on the KDA, you know, like you said, kill, death, assist. But maybe it does have like a lore purpose for their band name. I don't know. I'm kind of intrigued by that too. This one's called The Barrow Downs by Paul Romero and Robert King. You know, normally I think I'd complain about the dry drum production, but I want to see where it takes us. Thematically, around dwarves, underground, very earthly. See where it goes. Yeah, dude, Pentakill. That's another project I'm aware of from Riot. I totally forgot about that, though. Thanks for bringing that up. I gotta revisit that later. So this is very somber. I mean, which makes sense if the city's been overrun by the undead. Oh, it's over. Yeah, I think that does a great job at capturing that vibe. It's not too complex. Kind of sits on the more minimal side, but you know, like Arter Circle had mentioned, it's traveling music that sets the scene coming up to this dwarven capital city that isn't a bustling, bustling city. It's overrun by the undead. So, yeah, I think it does a great job of introducing it possibly before you see it, kind of introducing some of the themes you'll explore there. It's somber, it's simple, it's quiet, it's very dark and gloomy, but there is something majestic here. The vocals imply greatness that isn't present in the drums. It's not present in the cello. but it's kind of isolated by itself, not alongside the rest of the music. Yeah, simple yet effective writing. I'm down for that. Was that quick enough for y'all? We can get to Refuse soon. The town themes in that game are all amazing. I want to play the Might and Magics one day. I'm pretty sure GOG's given away all of them at some point. I think I own them all, and I don't know that I would have gone out and bought them. Some of the older ones are probably a bit too arcane for me. Older RPGs, they're kind of rough around the edges. But that was a 7, yeah. That was 98, you said. I could probably get into that. I like playing the wizardry games around the same time, so they're also a bit more of a weird mystical puzzle. Did a great job scaring you as a kid. Oh, you don't know it's been overrun. You just start hearing the music before you see the first ghosts. Yeah, see, that's fantastic. Rain and thunder outside? Dude, if I would have heard rain and thunder alongside that music, that would have been fantastic. Rusted Moss is a twin-stick Metroidvania with a physics-based grappling hook bungee cord. I'm sold. You've said like all the buzzwords to hook me into this. The Age of Men is ending and the Fae world is slowly reclaiming the world. You play a changeling and are here to help the Fae. The track is just the background music of the first zone. Dude, I'm sold by that. 100% sold by that. I don't know if I'd play Heroes. Like I said like 20 minutes ago, I've kind of pushed myself away from strategy as I've aged. But starting with 6 on Might and Magic, I will keep that in mind. All right, I'm always down for grappling hook music. I don't know if that's what we can call it. Oh, we have Cuphead next. That's going to be fun. All right, let's kick it, see what's going on with Sunny Daze's Mossy Hills. Get more of y'all over for the game streams. If I played the Might and Magic games or Rusted Moss. I didn't say I wasn't a fan of strategy, I just didn't play the games. I will strategically move things around if I need to. I mean, to be fair, for almost half a decade y'all have heard me strategically not say that black metal is garbage music. Dude, this is... I really wasn't expecting this. It's warm, resonant, lots of legato tones, and then the melody. Super bouncy. Strategically lie to your face. I think that's the second phrase that I want to put on a shirt that you've given me, Shading. I'm at the point where I kind of like some black... Yeah, some. That Regana track recently was interesting. Agriculture's been kind to me. The first one was Time is Violence. That phrase has stuck with me for a while. I think it was done as a one-off joke. We were talking about age or how fast time has gone, how, you know, the 2000s weren't 5 years ago. And I think Shaden jokingly said that. And I don't know, it resonated more so than I think they ever meant it to. Beautiful track. It's very interesting too how we shifted away from the bouncier sounds at the beginning for something a bit more I mean, we went towards a legato sound, but the beginning was kind of, it wasn't ominous, but it was curious, might be a word. We don't know what's on the other side, but we're not afraid of it. We're actively wanting to uncover it, but it's bouncy. It's light on its feet. There might be a little bit of playfulness, but also a little bit of apprehension. But by the end, we're just overwhelmed by it. We are 100% in this world, and digging into the secrets that it has. That's what I got out of that track. Good background music for ramblings. I do like the instrumentation on it though too. Everything is lighter. There's not a lot of heavy weight to it. It's not like we have a deep cello or like big drums or anything. I think all of that plays into the smallness of it. I don't know if it's supposed to feel small, but it does. Small with a lot of secrets, with a lot of lore, with a lot of, I don't know, history. That's kind of what I get out of it. A good track. Cuphead's next. Just rushing me through this. I like the album art though too, or I don't know, whatever this. It's called Rusted Moss, but there is a lot of moss on the rocks, the buildings here. It feels old and not taken care of in a way that the music, maybe that's where a little bit of the more, again, not ominous, but apprehensive movement it comes from, is that this is a place that seems a bit old and there could be danger around it. Moss, if growing over the rusted metal. Yeah. Background music for Rambling Week. Geez, could you imagine? I know I was going to say, I know we have an extra Sunday in August too. And we could just do like background music to play behind conversation, but I'm actually going to be gone on one of those Sundays, so we won't have that. We'll just have our usual 4 and then a week off. Black metal isn't garbage, it's just not as good as decent music. Music for walking simulators. Every music is music for ramblings if you're Brian enough. You know what? I'll roll with that. I think that is, we can turn my name into an adjective. Makes me want to find out if other Brians are just as disconnected with their thoughts and can just be swayed into other areas of discussion. All right, we got some Cuphead here. Kristofer Maddigan. The song is called Floral Fury. That is tough to say. Let's dive in. We've had Cuphead on the channel before. I've always enjoyed the music. It's jazz. Ooh, okay. What instrument is that? Oh. Okay, there we go. See, I was thinking that there's just, it feels like there needs to be more moving parts. The expanded percussion here with the piano joining in and the horns alongside his ornamentation, I'm on board with this. Oh yeah, that's a nice texture, and that's helping a lot too, the shaker. Oh! Bringing the theme back. Yeah, dude, this is very fun. Is that all the instruments here? Okay. Cuica. Is that how that's pronounced? I'm on board though. This is, I mean, like I said before, I like everything I've heard from this soundtrack anyways. Kristofer absolutely nails it with this, big band, jazzy stuff, but incorporating different sounds for each of the areas of the game so that they have their own personality. And yeah, this one's just a blast. Lots of energy, lots of fun. It's got these like Afro-Cuban style rhythms to it. And we have the expanded auxiliary percussion side. Someone knocking? Someone was knocking at Brian's door. They finally found him. Ah, jeez. Ah. Oh, man. Amazon or Jehovah's Witnesses? Neither. Y'all kill me, man. So good. Something more demonical, 100%. What was I saying? Great instrumentation, cool rhythms, lots of energy, good use of bringing the theme back too. And Marilyn had mentioned that part of the song came from another track, which is very cool too. I don't know if that's how that connects to other parts of the game, but to hear that Kristofer might reuse themes from other tracks to imply connections between areas or characters or something like that would be pretty cool. I do think it needed just a little bit of something though. I don't know what. At the beginning, I had mentioned it was a bit sparse, and we did add more to it. And at that point, I thought it started to work a little bit better. But I don't know, something was still. There's more space than I think I expected. When we got to the solo section, all those issues sort of dissipated. The energy comes down to make room for the solo. That's just typical stuff. And I think we ended rather strong too. More cowbell or a triangle. I did like, you know what it was too? The last half of the song had the shaker on it, and that gave some texture that filled in space. And things felt better there. So maybe that's all it needed. It was just a little empty at the beginning. Cuphead's music is usually pretty dense. And see, that could be it too. Not that the song is bad without that density, but that I was expecting it. And as usual, expectations just, they're terrible, man. If there was a way I could program myself to like literally, authentically have zero expectations going into art, I think I would be better off 90% of the time. Most of the times I'm disappointed by something, it's because my expectations were wrong. And it led me to expect something that wasn't there. All right, what is tickling me? What is this? Oh, it's my hair. How did my hair get over there? All right. Next up, we have. Oh, I pushed the wrong button. I was like, where is next up? We have some Path of Exile too, which is some brand new stuff, which is pretty cool. Anytime something is getting hype, I actively temper my expectations and it seems to work. Yeah. See, I think because I ran into this issue with the warning a while ago, and I've been better about it regarding when I'm recommended something, kind of temper expectations. But I'm very bad about tempering my own. My expectations for this track were based off of other songs I've heard from Kristofer off of this album. So I need to get to being better about that. You need an assistant to set up all polls and stuff for you so you can react without expectations. The clue is in the name, the warning. That's good. I am very curious about Path of Exile 2. I finished the first one earlier this year, late last year. It's very recent, in preparation for the second one. And I've been loosely keeping up with how it's been shaping up, and it's got highs and lows. I'm kind of worried about it, but I want to get into it. Yeah, I finished the 10 main acts, the main story. I did not go chasing endgame loot or doing the RPG treadmill or anything like that. But I am excited sometimes for this game. No side quests for me. Nope. And it still took like, I don't know, like 40 hours or something, which in my life was like 3 months, 4 months to play this game. So it's such a Brian move. Ah, jeez. I want that to become a meme. Completes game with no side quests. Such a Brian move. All right. That's my favorite game genre. Grenades. Oh, man. All right. Path of Exile here from Kamil Orman-Janowski. The title is called Doryani. Let's kick it. See what's up. Yeah, I'm not where I'm supposed to be, wherever this is. What was that instrument? That one. Wind-like. Comes in for one note. Is gone. Was that it? Oh, they are panpipes, aren't they? Was that throat singing too? Oh, didgeridoo, good ear. Yeah, that's exactly what that was. Yeah, very overbearing. I don't know if this is a character theme or a sound for an area. It is incredibly overpowering and ominous. Actively lets me know I'm not supposed to be here. Oh, dude, the shakuhachi looks cool. Boss fight at the end of a big lab? Okay. Good wordplay, Artist Circle. That's good. The really quick fluttering sounds. That. Groove just comes out of nowhere. I don't know how difficult this boss is, but as soon as that groove hits, I'm locking in. I'm not getting hit by another attack. Yeah, okay, I think this song captures a really nice combination of menacing and, like, eeriness. And combines that with a bit of power, something you should fear. Interesting ending. I'm curious about the Japanese instrumentation, though, assuming that that's what we have here for the wind instruments. Are they all throughout the soundtrack? Or is it specifically to help characterize this enemy, this boss? Because I don't remember any Japanese instrumentation on the first game's soundtrack. A bit otherworldly. I could kind of see that. I'm totally sold on the vibe though. There's a couple of nice melodies in here, and I love the tone of the lead melody instrument, the wind stuff that we had at the end of the track. But to me, this is a vibe section or a vibe song. It's all about this menacing eeriness, this overpowering energy. And the closer you get to it as you progress through this dungeon, it just gets louder, it gets tenser. Now, granted, I think y'all said the music appears at the boss, so maybe you don't hear this rising tension as you're going through the dungeon, but like I can feel that element in it, where the danger becomes more present. Maybe the boss gets more attacks over the course of the fight or whatever. Yeah, dude. And see, I think for that reason too, that it's very vibe based, is why I felt it was a little long in the tooth, and that the two fake out endings kind of upset me a little bit. It probably works much better in the context of the game, but it's still an exceptionally strong track for making this sound. And I think if you're going to go for something like this on your own, this would be a really good thing to study and kind of see how the instruments and chordal elements help build this feeling, this monstrous, scary, dark place. Yeah, very cool stuff. Command & Conquer, Red Alert. This is a game I've never played. I came into the Command & Conquer world with Tiberian Sun, and then I played Generals, and I think that's it. I did play Renegade, the first-person shooter. I quite enjoyed the multiplayer on that, but I've never played any of the Red Alert series. All right, Leon, have a good rest of your day. Catch you next time. I know Red Alert's a classic, but it's just, it never clicked with me. I think I did try Red Alert 2, and it wasn't Tiberian Sun. And I was like, I don't know, I'm not digging this. And I went back to playing Tiberian Sun until Generals came out. The sequel is better, yeah, for Hellmarch. Oh, jeez. All right, let's dive into this. Comes from Franck Klepacki. I hope I pronounced that somewhat close. Let's see what's going on with this. This is a war game, by the way, if you can't tell from the album art. Yeah, dude. Westwood was always great for their FMV work. Klepacki? Okay. Not what I was expecting. Okay. Yeah, dude, very Pantera. Not a fan of snare on 2 and 4. I think it fits the march idea, just a slower, rigid consistency. I expected a halftime here. I will say the drums are very sharp and forefront. The repetitions, it's getting on to me though. that snare is like 70% of the way to becoming the Sane Anger snare. Oh, a little bit of a switch up. The guitar movement, though, is really well done. Yeah. Oh, good call, Mark, too. Ramp style, yeah. Especially with the drum stuff. Not where I thought we were going, that's for sure. Yeah, this is a halfway point. They just decided to flip the script. Very industrial, though. The last section I would see at a metal festival, but now we're at a rave. We're at a goth nightclub. So do you suppose that the metal section was digital too? Well, I also like the snare sound here a lot better, so that helps. Yeah, 96. So this was on the, probably the Sound Blaster. I can't remember if they could play, or if they would have been able to have the space for raw audio files. Yeah, so it's all synthesized, played by the sound card. Yeah, exactly. And see that dude, the guitar work on this sounds fantastic then. I mean, when it comes to the guitars, you can even hear alternate picking. Every other hit has a different attack to it. The drums are still, that snare in particular in the first half, that needed some help. But yeah, dude, the guitar sounds phenomenal for being digitized. That's just, I think that's remarkable. I think it's a song that does what it does well. I mean, I think the Pantera style riffage sounds great. There's a good groove to it. There is a rhythmic implication based on the alternating attack pattern that I think plays off of the rigid drum work well. And it does create this feeling of being in hell, of having this march component. The electronic industrial part, I feel, is less hellish, kind of a little less marchish, Not really sure how that fits in thematically or even musically. It's an interesting direction to go, though, and I think I mean, they took the main motif, altered it a little bit, and put it in a new timbre, so I'll give them credit for that. I'm just not sure the purpose of it. I mean, well, here's the thing, though. It does create contrast. Assuming this loops back to the metal part in the game, having a high intensity and lower intensity works, but there's just a lot of differences going on. Just one more song and then it's refused. Y'all are really looking forward to that. All right, we have some Oblivion here. Feels appropriate given that Oblivion Remastered just came out, well, like last week. Although I suppose someone will tell me it was months ago and that my concept of time is awful, but it felt like it was only a week ago. It would blame this internet. Oh man, could y'all imagine in the middle of this track I just hit stop streaming? And then I go to a Discord, I'm like, oh no, Spectrum killed the internet. And then y'all remind me I don't have Spectrum. And then, that's the end of the channel. You caught me in the big lie to refused. It was months ago? Oh my god. End of April. No way. No way. Dude, that's almost 2 months ago? Golly. Yeah. I feel like I was just reading about that last week. There's no way that was 2 months ago. Although, to be fair, this year is half over, and I feel like we were just in January, so what's up with that? I'm going to turn into a bad 90s stand-up comedian. Let's hit some Oblivion before that weird transformation happens. Jeremy Soule with the track Harvest Dawn. Memes about the new Oblivion. Yeah, this is the kind of music I would expect from a song about dawn. What's interesting is that chord swell right there is really close to the Tatooine swell when Luke is looking at the sun's coming up or coming down. I don't remember which way. But it actually captures this feeling of the sun at the horizon. Yeah. It's weird how pop culture assigns musical movements to things so often that it just becomes ingrained. Like, we have sun rising music. We have a chord progression that feels like sunrises. That's wild to me. Sun at horizon music. Yeah. We need a playlist of every song that captures this vibe. The Sun at Horizons playlist. Secret wedding cutscenes? What is that? Bring me the Horizon music. Oh, man. Yeah, dude, this is gorgeous, though. Absolutely lovely. Very calming, chill, serene, I think is a good word I don't use often enough. Oh, I completely forgot they got married. I've seen episode 3 half a dozen times, and I don't remember that much at all. It's about to storm outside. Looks really nice. I like it. Serene, sunny green hills without the moss. Green Hill Zone, you don't say? The arrangement's nice on this. The production is beautiful. There's a nice warmth in everything. And like I mentioned, it feels like sunrise, sunset music. I'm about to storm outside. Oh, Mark, glad someone got that. Whoops. Pew. Screen just cuts off. All right, y'all. It is 10 after the hour. It seems like a good place to call it quits. I wouldn't want to refuse any more requests, but I mean, this is a pretty lengthy stream as it is. I don't know that we can continue much further. I'm kidding, of course. Let's dive into some refused. Johnny Silverhand. Now, I do understand that Samurai is supposed to be Johnny's band in the game, but that Refused does all the music for this, for real. Like, they're the one who recorded all the songs. But as far as I know, Refused hasn't been around. Like, they quit music making, right? And then they came back to record the music for this game. If that's true, that is wild. I don't even know what to think about that. A legendary band called it quits and comes back to help make a video game. That's a wild story to tell people. But I guess when CD Projekt Red comes up to you and they say, hey, we got this cool game, and it's cyberpunk, and the character whose band you're playing the music for is Keanu Reeves' character in the game, you don't say no to that. All right, the Youth Worship Explosion. Hope to see some cameos in July of you. But you'll be missed, and we'll catch you next month. I was flabbergasted when I heard that Refused was the band behind this. Let's dive into it. The Ballad of Buck Ravers, which I keep wanting to say Buck Rogers, just to show my age again, by the band Samurai, the fictional band Samurai, performed by Refused. What world is that vocabulary from? I recognize it, but I can't place it.
Lost another day to pointless drudgery, soul chipping away of my autonomy, a rodent in the race, unsung and underpaid. My colleagues seem to me like saints in cheap parade.
Oh, it is cyberpunk. Okay. What would cyberpunk music be? As a genre, not anything related to the film. Or the genre, sorry.
Listen to mound the backs of my brothers, clamor for cloud, year after year. The load multiplies, up high on the ladder, the bottom falls out, the soul does the fear. I've had enough, I've done enough. Here comes revenge, here comes the end. Blood spatter in my face, death suits in my way. Whoa, that's pissed me.
Who wrote this music?
Need a way to set it straight. Need to go out on the edge. Need to rage and get revenge. Need to feel myself again instead of suit up, punch in, punch out, not stop. Suit up,
You think so?
push out, get fucked.
Yeah, I can't find anything about it.
Life began, but I was once a decent man. Promises I was made were made to keep me a slave. Cornered and kept on a wage to calm the worst of my rage. One day the curtain falls. Time comes for all. Time comes for all. Now you gotta feel it. Time comes for all. Now you gotta feel it. Time comes for all. Now you gotta feel it. I've had enough. I've done enough. Here comes revenge. Here comes the end.
I don't know. I think that compositionally this sounds a bit too straightforward. But it could also be that the game creators had a vision for what this band would sound like, and maybe Refused did have full creative ability to write the songs, but within the constraints of what the fictional band would have written. I don't know, it just feels a little underdeveloped to me. There's a lot of sections in it that I feel like could have more, and based on my understanding of Refused, should have had more. That's kind of where okay, so it looks like some people from Refused wrote it. Yeah, that's kind of where I sit with it. It's kind of basic. I don't know. Refused has been a group that to me has always been a bit too much, and this I felt was a little too little. But it definitely sounds like them. This is their guitar tones. This is the vocals. This is the drum work. Like, this is what I expect from Refused. Sonically, production-wise, just the composition didn't really click with me. And, you know, part of this, I think, too, is, once again, my expectations. I came in expecting Refused, back from the dead. You know, we're getting another album from them. And I don't know, man. After listening to The Shape of Punk to Come, this just, it just doesn't hit those highs. So maybe I would feel different about it if I didn't know this was Refused. There's those expectation things again. But I think if I took this to a Refused fan and said, hey, dude, they came back. They put a new album out. Granted, it's for a video game, but there's a new album out. They wrote all the music. They played all the music. Here it is. I'm curious how they would feel about it. Like die hard, been a Refused fan since the 90s kind of person. Because, I just found out about them, But I find this just to be a little underwhelming. I do want to listen to the rest of it, though, or maybe more. I guess there's 7 songs released by Samurai. Fictionally by Samurai, really by Refused. Kind of see how the rest of that goes. Maybe this one just didn't click with me. How long are the other 2 tracks? 4, 6. Oh, I never reset that one after doing the audio check. Y'all want to do it? Let's do it. We'll stick around for another 15 minutes. You liked it a lot? That's good to hear. I think it captures their energy. It has the intensity to it. It has, sure, the vocal energy. The dude doesn't sound like he's aged a day. Maybe they weren't paid enough to do a really good song. Maybe that's the thing, too. Remember, a lot of the tracks on Shape of Funk to Come were about, we're not in this for the money. And we just want to make art. Well, now they're doing it for the money. It's ruined their art. Nah, that's a terrible take. Let's do 15 more Brian minutes. We'll see you in a half an hour. That's totally fair, though. That's totally fair. I'm aiming to get out of here at like 35 or 40. But yeah, that was a big thunder. That lightning was close. All right, we have some Coheed and Cambria next, and I've played Arkham City 3 times maybe. I can't recall ever hearing any Coheed song anywhere in it at all. So, I don't know. This song's called Deranged. Let's dive in. Let's see what's going on here.
This city's lost its hope. I repeat, I boast. The strange will walk alone. They scurry with their doubt. The darkness shouts, the sirens shout against the concrete below. Oh, this was all you and me. It's so happy.
Mark's got PTSD from weather. Brian and the 12 Disciples? No. This is very compressed, though. I'm going to assume IGN just did a terrible job uploading this. There's no way this is what it sounds like. Oh, I see.
We were our worries, nightmares tonight, and I promised you, as you always knew, I
love the way he says these words. It's so 2000s. Yeah, 100%. It's a very intense theatric vocal delivery, and I'm on board for it. It's so emo. interesting to hear them in a more straightforward post-hardcore sense than their progressive style that they've really leaned into in the past few albums. I think this song is told from the perspective of Joker talking to Batman. Well, I think that solidifies it. It's interesting to hear Claudio put a little bit of grit on his vocals and get into that lower, raspier sound. I don't think I've ever heard that. But yeah, lyrically, he says, the city's lost hope, and when I'm gone, who would be your enemy? The joke's on you. I mean, that's just straightforward line right there. And then he says we're one and the same, which a lot of these themes were present in the game as well. So the compression is a shame, and I do hope there's something better out there. Also, I have to send this to my buddy, huge Coheed fan. He's probably heard of this. He's also a big Batman fan in general and plays video games. I know he's played Arkham City, but I gotta see if he knows about this, because I didn't. I'm kind of curious what else is on this companion album now. But other than that, I do think it's interesting to hear a very straightforward song from them that also fits into a post-hardcore harmonic element. Also, the highly exaggerated, very 2000s emo vocal delivery. Everything on this feels very nostalgic to me. And yet it's through the eyes of Coheed, who I associate with more like a progressive composition with alternative rock sounds. It's always interesting to be reminded that they did start out in a more more post-hardcore area. They were always a band that I thought I should have gotten into, but when I did start to listen to them, they were not the sound I was into at the time. And I was always wondering why they were recommended to me. But if their early music is like this, I'd probably be all over that. People not hearing Radiohead's James Bond song that got rejected, but it's incredible. Dude, I didn't know about that. Radiohead James Bond. Spectre. Oh! Who ended up doing Spectre then? It's your homework. I will definitely be listening to this. Was Spectre the Billie Eilish one? I don't know anymore. Oh, I heard the Jack White and Alicia Keys one. Is that what this was? Oh, wait. Let me fix this for a second. Spectre is the song that got selected. Man of War was rejected. The producers ended up going with Writings on the Wall, though, and Spectre went unused. So they actually had two songs that they submitted for the James Bond soundtrack. one was outright rejected and the other one was selected and then replaced with Sam Smith's song. Okay. Creep would probably work really well as a Bond song. In fact, I think I've heard Postmodern Jukebox do a rendition of Creep that felt very James Bond theme-ish. So, yeah, I'm gonna BCHZH. You know, I probably could have just copy-pasted this. That would have been a lot easier. Yeah, I'll have to check that. It looks like Beverly Knight did it. I'll check that out later. All right, let's get this wrapped up. Last one for today, Octopath Traveler. Those Who Deny the Dawn. Yasunori Nishiki. I know this is a Japanese RPG by Squaresoft, and that's about it. I might even be wrong on who made it. Let's dive into this. Okay, if this is boss battle music, it's perfect. I'm going to take perfect back for a second. I need to reevaluate this. Dawn music, yeah. It's an interesting choice. Very wide, resonant vocals from the back of the throat. And see, actually, I think this is the interesting thing, too. It's metal with those vocals. I think even outside of it being a soundtrack music, it's still an interesting choice. I like the way that the strings play off of the guitars, though. Dude's got a phenomenal voice, though. I've been trying to figure out if it's cheesy or campy, or if it's something I should take at face value, and it's hard to determine. This is gameplay. That looks like a boss to me. I'm gonna say yes. I mean, if that's not a boss, I don't know that I want to play this game to find out what bosses are. that's a turn-based RPG game for you. Oh, that's good wordplay. So I think we hit a loop because even that guitar solo sounds very familiar to the last one. Hopefully. I'm tempted to call it right here since this is the third time through, but what if there's something new? Mark over here trying to instigate office politics. What if you quickly strike your boss? Are they still nice? We did get a little bit of extra energy here. The drums pumped up a little bit. I do like how last turn they tried to steal from the boss using a thief skill. What are you going to steal from that guy? HR's game over. There's the fade out. Oh, the boss isn't blue anymore, though. That's probably a good thing, right? Yeah. Very interesting song. It's got good riffs, lots of good energy, good drum work. The vocal choice is interesting and fantastic. I love the dude's vocals. There's just so much power there. It almost sounds angelic from like a tenor range, which is not something you hear too often, but it captures a lot of the same qualities that we typically hear in the higher range, like angelic style vocals. And he leads the song, dude. Very interesting choice for that, but I think it captures the danger, aggression, energy of this boss battle while also accompanying it with this feeling of, strength, raw power. Very cool stuff. The guitar solo works. It is a very short loop though, assuming that, looked like the boss battle still had some ways to go. You look at JRPGs, especially optional bosses. You could be there for 15, 20 minutes just going through menus, fighting a boss. It's a short loop for that. Was the first song today the best? I don't think so. We had some really good stuff. The McKinley Dixon track is, yeah, but fucking God of War, dude, that song stood out. The League of Legends Viego track was really great. KDA was KDA. That's just addictive. The Rusted Moss track was cool. I will say it kind of dwindled a little bit. I don't know if it's because I was getting out of it or just we had so many phenomenal tracks to kick it off that it set the bar really high. Like the Cyberpunk track I thought was okay. The Kohi track was okay. The Hell March track was okay from Red Alert. I think the bar just got set really high. I don't know how we got so many bangers to start the day off. The first hour was just phenomenal. yeah, the God of War Ragnarok track from Bear was dude, that was both a great and a terrible way to start a stream because nothing was going to touch that. Jeez. But yeah, I mean, I pulled down way more than I usually do. Usually I get like 3 to 5 songs I'm interested in, and here it was like 6. Now, granted, we also listened to like 17 songs today, so just by virtue of stats, I was going to pull more down. But dang, dude, the beginning was just so good. Well, thanks everyone for hanging out with me today, listening to some excellent music, having some good conversation, dropping some hilarious memes, wordplay, and trolling. Yeah, the high standards. That's the dude. It was supposed to be the video game edition, but high standards feels pretty good too. I don't know. I'll have to choose between those. Early access will be up soon. The VOD for this will be up soon. Otherwise, get stoked for tomorrow. Post metal is where we're going this week. We're probably going to drop back down to the 7 or 8 videos rather than the 10. I'll tell you, last week took me out. It was only an extra like 3 videos, but that's still the amount of work that is. It was a lot for my plate. So we'll drop back down to probably only 2 special selections. There is some brand new music I want to check out for this week too. Oh yeah, Deerhoof has a new one, as well as Muse. So I feel like I can't get behind on that. And I don't want to take another special selection away. So Monday, Wednesday, Friday will be the days that we have 2 videos on. And that's it for my end of stream announcements. As usual, thanks everyone for hanging out. Have a fantastic rest of your day. Be critical, not cynical. Muse played in Sweden yesterday. Dude, that's awesome. Did you get to see him? Or was it just like, it was there? I feel that the Radiohead Bond theme. You think it's worth making a video out of? Might be worth to compare it to the Sam one too. Heard from a friend? Yeah. That's how I usually am. I find out about the concerts after the fact. Dude, it was cool. You should have went. Bro, you should have told me. Oh, man. All right. I'll catch y'all next time.